This morning on Daybreak, a Hardin County family devastated after a mother and daughter were killed in a train crash. Hear from a brother-in-law calling for safety improvements before anyone else has to suffer.
Plus, a major energy proposal is gaining attention. How will this affect communities here in Jefferson County?
And a major project got the green light to rezone a large section of Dowling Road in Beaumont. 12 News reporter Derek Jones breaks down how local residents could benefit. 12 News Daybreak on 12 News Plus starts now. Good morning, Southeast Texas. Thanks for waking up with Daybreak here on 12 News Plus. I'm Tia Johnson.
And I'm Mark Armstrong. It's 7 o'clock, so let's go ahead and get a first look at your weather with meteorologist Jeff Gerber. And here's a live look outside from our Roofing 911 Skycam network. Jeff, I love that we're streaming in the 7 o'clock hour. I get to see these sunrises now, so it's very beautiful. How's it looking out there, Jeff?
Calm down. It's fine. Calm down. Temperatures in the middle 70s right now. Orange Hills, Kirbyville right now at about 75. 74 in Woodville, and 73 Beaumont. Jasper's at 73, and a little warmer towards Port Arthur, currently showing a temperature of about 76. Here you go, Mark. Look at there, the sunrise coming up.
Love it.
I know. This camera right here at our 12 News studio, we have it facing eastward towards downtown. You can see just a couple clouds here and there. Beautiful start to your Wednesday. It's going to be hot and humid later on this afternoon, so be prepared for that. We'll switch over to Lake Charles, and you can see a couple more clouds over towards the Lake Charles area, but still the sunrise looking good towards Lake Charles on our Roofing 911 Live Skycam network. Here's our day planner, and we start off in the 70s, but we'll be in the lower 80s by 9 o'clock, if not maybe 8:30 or so, and then lower 90s at noon, up into the middle 90s for highs today. Going to be hot, very humid, not much of a wind to help out. We'll see a little bit of a southwesterly wind, about 3 to 8. 95 as far as an afternoon high. You throw in the humidity. The heat index feels like it's going to be around 108 to 110. So we do have a heat advisory issued by the National Weather Service, and it lasts from 10 a.m. this morning till 7 o'clock. Usually the hottest part of the day is between about 2 and 4 o'clock. So if you're going to be outside for those hours, make sure you stay hydrated, and also make sure you get inside. Try to get into some AC. If you can't get inside, at least some shade. Just take a break, slow down, drink that water, and make sure you take care of yourself. We don't need anybody getting heat stroke or anything like that for this afternoon. Looks like tomorrow might be the same type of deal. By the time we get to Friday and Saturday, we're expecting some rain to come in, so the temperatures, of course, will drop. We'll look at that 7-day forecast coming up in weather.
All right, thank you, Jeff. Time now 7:03 this morning. 2 people have died in a train crash in Honey Island. That's northwest of Kuntz. The crash happened on the train tracks along Woods Lane off of Highway 1293. Family tells us a mother and daughter were killed. 47-year-old Kimberly Creel and 27-year-old Kimberly Carver. Sheriff Davis wasn't able to give us a lot of information, but we know DPS is handling this investigation. You can see from these photos at the scene, the intersection had no crossing arms to stop drivers. According to records on openrailwaymap.org, the tracks are owned by BNSF Railway. We'll keep you updated as we learn more.
Ozzy Osbourne, the godfather of metal, his death at 76 coming just days after his final concert. Music fans and reality TV fans paying tribute. ABC's Andrew Dimbert has the latest.
This morning, the world of music mourning the Prince of Darkness. Ozzy Osbourne's family confirming the heavy metal legend died yesterday, saying it is with more sadness than mere words can convey that we have to report that our beloved Ozzy Osbourne has passed away. He was with his family and surrounded by love. Born in Birmingham, England, John Michael Osbourne rose to fame in the 1970s as the frontman of Black Sabbath, a band that would define heavy metal. His distinctive voice, cavalier attitude, and stage presence, often fueled by drugs and alcohol, made him an icon. But it was his solo career that cemented him as the metal madman. Osbourne bit the head off a live bat during a performance in 1982, though he later claimed he thought it was a toy. In the early 2000s, Ozzy found new fame alongside wife and manager Sharon and children Jack and Kelly on the MTV reality show The Osbournes.
I love you all. You know, man.
The family's foul-mouthed, chaotic, and loving dynamic turned them into global stars. It was in 2019 when Osbourne revealed he was living with Parkinson's disease, telling ABC's Chris Connolly about the diagnosis in 2022.
How's your mobility these days?
Not great, but I mean, I have to negotiate everywhere I'm going to go, you know. And I tire easily, but I'm well.
Ozzy never quit touring, reuniting with Black Sabbath for a farewell tour. Their final show was on July 5th, less than 3 weeks before his death. His bandmates paying tribute. Tony Iommi writing, "It's just such heartbreaking news that I can't really find the words. Rest in peace, Oz." Fans worldwide gathering outside landmarks from the Walk of Fame in Hollywood to the Ozzy statue in Birmingham, leaving flowers and blasting his music. Ozzy Osbourne was 76.
Two groups held a community meeting to inform people in Beaumont about the proposed Dela Express pipeline. It would carry 2 billion cubic feet of natural gas from West Texas to an LNG facility in Southwest Louisiana. The route comes right through Jefferson County. The Dela pipeline is owned by a Houston company, Moss Lake Partners. The company is working to contact landowners who would be affected, according to paperwork filed by the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission. The Property Rights and Pipeline Center and the Port Arthur Community Action Network coordinated Tuesday's meeting. John Beard says the project will impact homes, churches, and ecosystems. He says the meeting was all about informing people who are in the pipeline's path and letting them know their rights.
This meeting is to better inform the public as well as property owners along the pipeline of what their rights are with regard to eminent domain, how to negotiate or work with these people if they are to negotiate with them regarding right-of-way access on their property.
No one from the company has responded to our request for comment. Energy companies have long maintained that pipelines are the safest, most effective way to transport natural gas. Jefferson County has a robust system of pipelines carrying everything from crude to natural gas to chemicals. This map from the National Pipeline Mapping Center shows all of the existing lines. According to the American Gas Association, there are already 2.5 million miles of natural gas pipelines in 50 states. A massive piece of Beaumont's West End, once used for oil production, could soon be home to houses, shops, and schools.
City leaders, they signed off on a rezoning plan this week, and 12 News reporter Derek Jones is explaining why this could be Beaumont's next great neighborhood. Derek?
Mark and Tia, this week Beaumont's Planning Commission approved a rezoning request for 366 acres in the West End. The land that used to be oil field is now prime for mixed-use projects. What used to be old oil fields has now been approved to be rezoned. 366 acres spanning from the intersection of Dallin and Delaware Street all the way to Gladys Avenue will be rezoned for a new $60 million development. Beaumont's Planning and Development Director Demi Ingman says it will be a diverse neighborhood.
Mix of residential, commercial, educational facilities, institutional facilities, those kinds of things. So it's supposed to be, you can kind of think of it like a 10-minute city.
The project, just in the planning stages, aims to integrate the existing Dallin Road area into the new mini-city. Sam Yeager, president of Acadia Dallin LLC, hopes to develop the mixed-use community in one of the last large undeveloped tracts of Beaumont's booming West End.
The singular zoning of just residential or just multifamily or just commercial or just these single-use zoning designations don't provide enough flexibility to be able to kind of react to the environmental surroundings.
Yeager has led similar mixed-use projects in the Houston area. In Beaumont, the plan includes a blend of residential, retail, and community spaces. He says steps are being taken to address traffic and drainage.
Jefferson County Drainage District and the predecessor owner of this property have an agreement to expand the detention and drainage facilities to not only serve our property, but to serve portions of the area outside of the project. Possibly look at expanding that drainage footprint to include additional drainage over and above what is included in the agreement.
City officials say this project will benefit Beaumont tremendously.
These are quality of life projects, right? These are the kinds of projects that you want to attract to boost the amenities that are in Beaumont for everyone to enjoy.
Right now, there's no detailed layout for the neighborhood and the number of housing units hasn't been announced. It's also unclear how much the homes will cost or what the price range they'll target. In studio, Derek Jones, 12 News.
All right, Derek, in the wake of the Hill Country floods, disaster preparation, that's going to take center stage today during the special legislative session in Austin.
We're now getting a look at some of the legislation lawmakers are hoping to pass. Here's Victor Jacobo from our sister station in Houston.
We're going to be looking at everything that contributed to the disaster to start with.
State Senator Paul Betancourt of Houston telling me one-on-one in his office at the state capitol that addressing flood relief, recovery, communication, and preparation is a top priority for him and other lawmakers in this special session. Wednesday will be the first time the Joint Select Committee on Disaster Preparedness and Flooding will meet following the July 4th flooding in the Texas Hill Country that killed more than 130 people.
What do you hope for your bill that it can improve things in the future?
Well, my idea was to combine old tech sirens with new tech cell phones.
The goal is to fill gaps of warning systems, especially when people silence emergency notifications on phones or are in areas with poor phone signal.
Not only sirens, but gauges, a supervisory computer, maybe with a data acquisition, cell phone towers, 5G, maybe Starlink with redundancy. We're trying to get something that can operate independently and alert those people in the watersheds.
Betancourt says the estimated costs are in the tens of millions of dollars, but expects the state to be committed to footing the bill to improve flood warning infrastructure and try to prevent future disasters.
The important thing is to come up with the best practices that can save the most lives in the future. That's really what we're looking for.
And during yesterday's special session, lawmakers renewed their push to ban THC-infused hemp products. Governor Abbott appears to have changed his mind on that issue. Senate Bill 5, nearly identical to the one that Abbott vetoed weeks ago, cleared committee and is now headed to the full Senate. It would outlaw most hemp products, including those legal under federal law, and makes manufacturing or distribution a felony here in Texas. Well, still ahead here on Daybreak, Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan, they're reuniting 22 years later for Freakier Friday. Read that book when I was a kid. We've got the latest on what to expect from the fresh take on a classic.
And plenty of sunshine to start your Wednesday. It looks like some moisture headed our direction, though, as we head towards Friday into Saturday. It'll bring some rain. But today, just hot, humid. We have a heat advisory. We'll talk about that coming up in weather.
We begin with breaking news in Port Neches.
Firefighters continue attacking the flames from the air.
We're working to learn more about a police chase.
We'll give you a live look at the scene tonight. Our crew there.
A chase in Port Neches turned into a standoff.
So we're working to get you more information.
We're going to keep you updated on air and online as we learn more.
Stream extended coverage on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
I wouldn't say that I was like a partier, but I would say that I was a social butterfly. So we would just always drink. That night, I went through a red light and I T-boned another vehicle. And I just remember thinking like, oh no. Right after the DWI, I lost my license and I did 30 days in jail. I could have killed him because I decided to be reckless. I have a ton of regrets. I'm Katie. 5 years ago, I got a DWI, and I'm still paying for it every day.
As tropical activity picks up in the Gulf, 12 News is your hurricane headquarters. Get prepared before a storm hits. Watch the 12 News Hurricane Special, streaming on 12 News Plus. From the must-haves in your supply kit to the evacuation routes you'll need to take, plus safety tips and how you can protect yourself from storm scammers. The 12 News Hurricane Special, keeping you prepared. Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
As Texans, we have many reasons to be proud of the Lone Star State. Showing our pride by saying, don't mess with Texas, means we gotta step up, walk the walk. Do our part to keep Texas clean. Because after all these years, all these miles, all these traditions, For all us Texans, don't mess with Texas means don't litter.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Patrick Vaughn here with one of the most important hurricane tips, having an evacuation plan. First, gather food, water, and medicine before storing it in an emergency kit. Plan well in advance where you're going, how you'll get there, and if you'll need to transport any pets, small children, or the elderly. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
Welcome back. 22 years after they made Freaky Friday together, Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan, they are back for a new chapter, Freakier Friday. George Pinocchio reports from the world premiere in Hollywood.
Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan once again play mom and daughter in Freakier Friday.
It felt like riding a bike. It felt like it was just yesterday when we got on set. It felt like no time had passed, which is wild.
But this time out, the body swapping also involves another family member and someone about to join the family.
It's Mom. Wait, what? If you're me and I'm you, then who is that?
I'm Grandma, sweetheart.
My face looks like a Birkin bag that's been left out in the sun to rot. I am younger today than I was 22 years ago when we made that movie. I feel younger. My mind is younger. My creativity is on steroids.
I wanted to wait until I felt like, okay, I miss making movies and being on set and stuff. And I feel like I'm there and I'm in that now.
You've walked in each other's path.
Oh, strange.
Really?
You learned a lesson that may serve you again.
Okay, that's enough.
Thank you.
Honestly, I got to play such a fun role, but I would have done any role to be in this. I mean, how iconic to be with Jamie and Lindsay.
The whole point of a body swap is walk a mile in someone else's shoes. And I think it's just such a fun, loving film, but with so much depth.
And with stars who were there the first time around.
Don't judge me if I'm wrong, because I don't think I am, but this movie is just as good, if not better, than the first. It's that good.
Any other ideas? Let's just get back out there. Otherwise, he'll think I'm pooping.
Too late. Disney movies are all about love, right? Heart, humor. Heart, humor. Heart, humor. It's like a peanut butter cup. Heart and humor. And when you get it right, it's really yummy. And I think this is pretty yummy.
Getting ready to head out the door, you'll need the sunglasses to start off on this Wednesday. You can see plenty of sunshine out there. We'll head you up towards Jasper. This camera brought to you by Provalis, our Roofing 911 live Skycam network up in Jasper. And then as we look down towards right here in Beaumont, for our camera from our 12 News studio looking at downtown Beaumont there to the left of your screen. Once again, plenty of sunshine. Just that one little lone cloud kind of drifting through the air there. This camera brought to you by Mid-County Plumbing. As we check temperatures, we're starting off in the 70s, so not too bad to get out the door this morning, or maybe getting out to do some walking this morning. Not bad to do it now, because this afternoon it will be pretty hot. I'll show you why in just a few minutes here. But 76 in Orange and Port Arthur, 75 Silsbee and Kirbyville, 74 Woodville, and then Jasper and here in Beaumont, we're at about 73 degrees to start off. A lot of cloud cover, some scattered showers out towards parts of West Texas for this morning. That's going to stay out towards West Texas. We have high pressure overhead, so looking at mostly clear skies here across not only southeast Texas, but all of East Texas. Now we look off towards the east, that's moisture headed our direction out ahead of a disturbance that's still not quite into Florida. It's getting ready to move into Florida and then drag across the Gulf, the northern Gulf. As it does, it's going to bring some rain in our direction. As far as any development, a tropical development, doesn't look like it. The winds are very favorable out in the Gulf, and the Hurricane Center is only giving it a 10% chance of development over the next 7 days. So really not worried about a tropical system here, but it will bring some rain. Looks like a Friday, Saturday time frame at probably our best shot at some rain there, and could pick up a couple of inches of rain in some spots. Our futurecast for today does not show any rain, but it does show those temperatures climbing quickly through the 80s this morning. Around 90 at lunchtime, and then middle 90s for this afternoon, 95 or 96 for afternoon highs, mostly sunny skies. And then tonight we'll go partly cloudy. We'll see 80s through your evening, and then we'll jump back down into the 70s to start off on Thursday morning, so no problems out there. Now we do have a heat advisory that goes from 10 a.m. this morning till 7 o'clock for tonight. Includes all of southeast Texas, all of southwest Louisiana. Heat indices, feels like temperature around 108 to 110 today. Yeah, as we always preach, water breaks. You need that for today if you're going to be outside, especially during the afternoon, the hottest part of the day. So that heat advisory through the entire area. Highs in the middle 90s today. We'll see a little bit of a southwesterly wind at 3 to 8. Tonight, partly cloudy, back into the 70s. And then as we look at our 7-day forecast, Thursday, maybe a few showers late as that moisture gets a little bit closer. And then it's overhead for Friday and Saturday. We'll see a good 60% coverage. Mainly rain, maybe a few isolated thunderstorms embedded in there, but maybe a couple of inches of rain Friday through Saturday. Sunday, rain chances start to drop, 30% there, 20% by Monday. And hopefully we'll get all that moisture out of here as we go towards Tuesday. And that means back into the middle 90s. We'll go about 95 for Tuesday afternoon.
Now, Jeff, next weekend I need it to be decent.
Oh, what you doing?
No range. That's none of your business, but just focus on what I need.
Irrelevant.
Thank you.
The letters to Santa, though, here, or letters to Jeff Gerber. We're going to start that for, nice weather on the weekend.
Irrelevant. What?
Come on.
Relevant, transparent?
Yeah, you always talk about me.
That's awful. Anyway, we'll work on it for you.
Thank you, Jeff.
$5 will do it.
Okay. Talking about weather, there's a reminder here for you. You can download our app at any time to get the latest on the weather here in Southeast Texas. So check the radar by going to the radar tab in the app. All right, it's 7:21 here on 12 News Plus. That means it's time for some trending news. We've got some hilarious video coming out of the Tochigi Prefecture in Japan. I know I was going to say that wrong.
It's happy you had to say it. Police there held some drills over the weekend, but these weren't your typical fire or tornado drills. These were bear drills. This happened about 60 miles north of Tokyo after some recent bear attacks. A local hunters club put these together in the mountains with several demonstrations. One even showed attendees how to scare them off with fireworks. It's the fact that they have a person.
I love everything about
the bear.
It's very funny video there. All right, moving on. TikTok is losing it over a little legend who accidentally became the CEO of talent shows by forging her own permission slip. That's nothing new, forging your own permission slip. But let's listen to what else she did. Ashley Kennedy's niece, she signed herself up without telling anyone and then flipped onto the stage like a ninja, busting some somersaults and a cartwheel to a Steve Aoki remix. Are you ready for this? The crowd, they went wild, and honestly, so did TikTok. People are calling her CEO level confidence because who else pulls off a full gymnastics routine and a permission slip heist? She really wanted to be in that talent show.
That's not a good sign at a young age.
No.
She's going to be sneaky.
She's up to stuff.
All right, since 2015, Rob Lawless from Philadelphia has been on a mission to make 10,000 friends. So far, he's met over 7,000 people, but it's not about collecting numbers. Rob focuses on real connections. His rule, spend an hour chatting one-on-one, no scripts, no agendas. He's connected with folks in more than 90 countries, made friends mid-flight with a pilot, and even officiated a wedding for 2 friends he met while traveling.
Well, that's good for him. He's trying to make the most out of people and stuff like that. Just hopefully he doesn't sit next to someone who doesn't want to chat on the flight.
Well, that was my question. Like, how often does he stay in touch with these friends?
They might turn him down from time to time. Rejection there.
All right, let's take a live look outside now. You're looking at Beaumont. Your time 7:23. Our guy Jeff will be back with your forecast.
This is a tornado on the ground.
And the roads are slippery.
We have a tropical storm warning.
Look at this water.
Street flooding in Beaumont.
It is going to get extremely cold.
The metal building blew away from a business.
Staying safe behind the wheel is imperative.
Find a safe spot, move to an interior room.
Just make sure you're staying safe.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
The STEM fields are providing opportunity to be part of the developments that will shape the future, and the Army National Guard is at the forefront of the movement. Soldiers can serve part-time and choose from dozens of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics jobs, working with cutting-edge technology and innovations. And the skills and experience they receive can open doors for them to civilian careers in the STEM world. Join a team that is taking the lead in STEM by talking to a local recruiter or by going to nationalguard.com/careers.
409 Sports. To us, it's about so much more than a highlight, wins or losses.
It's the heart that makes up the game, the triumph of the human spirit.
It's agony and victory, diehards and day ones. It can divide or unify a community.
We give you the stats, but then we inspire you with the stories. The unpredictable, unforgettable, and incomparable.
We bring it to you all because sports lives in the 409.
No matter where we start, every mile brings us closer. And as Texans, we take care of each other along the way. We lend a hand, slow down, and take our time. At the end of the day, we all want to get home safe. Drive like a Texan. Kind, courteous, and safe.
I'm meteorologist Kerry Cooper here with another hurricane tip. Stay connected. Sign up for free emergency alerts from your local county and plan on to monitor the latest local weather and news at 12newsnow.com. Being aware of any new information will be invaluable. And finally, know the types of alerts you may receive. A watch means be prepared, while a warning means act. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
Welcome back. Your coastal marine forecast for today. A southwesterly wind at 5 to 10 knots along the coast. Seas about 2 feet. High tide coming up at 12:35. So right at lunchtime. Our sun sets tonight. It's 8:15. Water temperature 88 there into the Gulf. Look for mostly smooth conditions on the inland lakes and bays for today.
Coming up next, Hardin County family devastated after a mother and daughter were killed in a train crash. Hear from a brother-in-law calling for safety improvements before anyone else gets hurt.
Plus, the project has been approved to rezone a big chunk of Dowling Road. 12 News reporter Derek Jones explains what it would bring to the West End and how it could benefit people.
And a final recommendation is in this morning. We're breaking down the bond items that Beaumont's Bond Committee is recommending to the City Council.
And taking another live look at the skies of Beaumont right now. Your time is 7:27. We'll be back.
morning, Southeast Texas. Thanks for joining us here on Daybreak on 12 News Plus. I'm Mark Armstrong.
And I'm Tia Johnson. It's 7:30. Let's take a look at your top stories this morning. We're learning about a high-speed chase in Liberty County that ended in a river rescue. Deputies say they tried to stop 30-year-old Cammie McCauley Friday night for a traffic violation. She sped off, leading deputies through back roads. The chase ended when her vehicle plunged over a steep embankment into the Trinity River. McCauley was pulled to safety by deputies and flown to the hospital. Investigators say she's expected to survive.
A Jefferson County District Judge has sentenced a Houston man for a deadly shooting outside of a Beaumont nightclub back in 2022. Police say Augustus Simon Jr. shot 30-year-old Leroy Smith outside of the park on Calder. He then took off and ditched the gun before being tackled by police officers. Simon Jr. accepted a plea deal that capped his punishment at 40 years, and Judge Raquel West, she gave him the maximum sentence.
Nederland ISD is preparing to say goodbye to a longtime leader. Superintendent Dr. Stuart Kishnick has announced he'll retire this December after more than 35 years in education. He's led the district since 2020. Kishnick calls serving Nederland schools the honor of a lifetime and says he'll always carry the Bulldog spirit.
All right, now it's time to take a live look outside from our Roofing 911 live Skycam network. And we're high above Beaumont here, above the 12 News studio. Sun's high in the sky there too, or getting up there, I should say. Jeff Gerber, he's standing by to tell us how it's looking today in Southeast Texas.
And it looks like it's going to be a hot one as temperatures are going to climb into the middle 90s today. Not bad this morning. If you need to get outside, maybe do a little exercising, walking the dog or whatever, get out there before 9 o'clock as temperatures are not too bad. Fairly comfortable. 75 right now in Beaumont and Silsbee, 76 through Orange and Port Arthur, 74 in Woodville and also in Kirbyville, and then Jasper, one of the cooler spots there on the map at about 73. Plenty of sunshine. We have a few clouds here and there, especially across southwest Louisiana as we look over towards Lake Charles on our Roofing 911 live Skycam network. Most of the area looking at mostly sunny skies, so you'll need the sunglasses not only this morning but throughout the day as we won't see too many clouds. That's going to change as we head towards looks like Friday into Saturday as some moisture from the Gulf brings us a good chance of some rain. Looks like in that time frame. Maybe a couple of inches of rain between Friday and Saturday, and I'll show you a little bit more about that coming up a little bit later on in weather. But as we look right now at our day planner for today, no rain in the forecast. We'll see temperatures climbing into the lower 80s at 9 a.m., lower 90s at noon, and then we're expecting highs around 95 for this afternoon. You add in the humidity, we're looking at, it feels like temperature 108 to maybe 110. There is a heat advisory by the National Weather Service for today, and that's our weather impact. 108 to 110 the heat index, and that's going to start around 10 a.m. going till about 7 p.m. tonight. The hottest part of the day is usually between about 2 and 4 o'clock. So if you're going to be out this afternoon after lunch, before dinner, take breaks, stay hydrated, give yourself a lot of time to get some rest in between some of that work you're doing. Heat stroke, heat exhaustion, very prevalent this time of year when we get into July and August with those heat indexes up around 110 or so. So be careful. We have that heat advisory through today. Might be another one for tomorrow as we'll climb into the middle 90s. Like I said, we'll look at the 7-day forecast, look at those rain chances coming up in just a bit.
All right, Jeff, this morning we are hearing from relatives of the mother and daughter who were killed by a train in Hardin County yesterday. That train crashed into their Dodge pickup at a rural railroad crossing near Honey Island, and now state troopers are trying to figure out how this all happened. Relatives, they have identified the victims as 47-year-old Kimberly Creel and her 27-year-old daughter, Kimberly Carver.
Creel's brother-in-law says they were on a dirt road crossing the tracks with no crossing arm or lights. 12 News reporter Spencer Plato has the story.
We're pretty tight little community as far as family goes. Always doing stuff together and doing family outings and all that.
This Hardin County family has endured a lot.
We lost her dad. Her dad passed away stage 4 cancer. Lost my aunt, or her aunt, which I consider mine too. I've been in the family my whole life. You know, and it just seems like everything's back to back.
Now, the family is grieving the loss of 2 more loved ones after a train collided with their truck. James Allen Sanguine is Kimberly Creel's brother-in-law. He wishes the back road had safety precautions.
Not no crossing guards or nothing like that. But the only spot in Honey Island has crossing guards is on 1003. Several people said that he was traveling way too fast. And for there not to be no guards, you know, I can only guess at what happened.
The train and the tracks belong to BNSF. BNSF says they are investigating the cause, and the crossing is equipped with what they call crossbuck signs. Sanguin wishes the trees could be trimmed so drivers could see the tracks better.
You don't see the track till you get to the track, you know, and if you're in one of them situations, you know, I can see where by the time they honked, it'd be too late.
But for Sanguin's family members, any improvements will come too late. He's left holding on to the memories of Kimberly Creel and her daughter, Kimberly Shanae Carver.
Cherish what you got. You don't know if it'll be here tomorrow.
DPS is still investigating the collision.
Yeah, and the agency says that the train conductor and one other passenger on the train, they were not injured. It's time for some Golden Triangle growth, and a massive piece of Beaumont's West End, once used for oil production, could soon be home to houses, shops, and schools.
City leaders signed off on the rezoning this week. 12 News reporter Derek Jones is in studio to explain why they hope this will be Beaumont's next great neighborhood.
This week's Beaumont's Planning Commission approved a rezoning request for 366 acres in the West End. Land that used to be oil fields is now prime for a mixed-use project. The future development will sit on a large undeveloped tract that stretches from the intersection of Dowling and Delaware to south of Gladys Avenue. It's still in the planning stages, but it will be a mix of homes, retail shops, restaurants, schools, and green space. It's also part of a planned unit development, otherwise known as a PUD. The goal is to create what's often called a 10-minute community, where most daily needs can be met within a short walk or drive. The city's Director of Planning and Community Development says this will benefit Beaumont tremendously.
Mix of residential, commercial, educational facilities, institutional facilities, those kinds of things. So it's supposed to be, you can kind of think of it like a 10-minute city. These are quality of life projects, right? These are the kinds of projects that you want to attract to boost the amenities that are in Beaumont for everyone to enjoy.
Right now, there's no detailed layout for the neighborhood, and the number of housing units has not been announced. It's also unclear how much the homes will cost or what price range they'll target. The developer says he hopes to present a more specific site plan soon. The next planning and community development meeting will be in August. We'll be following this story closely and updating you on new developments. In studio, Derek Jones, 12 News.
All right, Derek, and now to an update in Beaumont. Members of the city's Bond Advisory Committee, they've made a final recommendation on a $210.5 million bond proposal that will now be sent to the city council members for their votes. If the council moves forward, this could be the first bond election that the city has seen in 43 years.
Voters would have the final say at the ballot box this November. There was a lot of discussion last night on some big ticket items like a golf course and a new police headquarters. While neither made it to this bond proposal, there were some compromises. The city hopes to move forward with this multi-million-dollar bond. It would increase property taxes by $11.24 per month for properties worth $150,000. It also includes 4 propositions for several projects, which city leaders say are needed for growth and to bring in more money. So let's break it all down. The first is parks, which includes upgrading several facilities and investing $17 million in a Terrell Park master plan. The second covers facilities and public safety, like $3.2 million for urgent police station upgrades. The third involves major drainage projects and improvements to Dowling Road. The fourth is a sports complex with basketball and pickleball courts.
Not only is there bond projects on this election that are going to be revenue drivers, but every dollar that we're spending, we're going to be able to incur and make some additional funding on at least half of these projects. And that's the point that we are so excited about.
Once the bond is presented, council members can revise the recommendations or reject them entirely. They have until August 18th to decide whether to put it on the ballot. Meanwhile, downtown business owners hope to continue to meet with Beaumont police to make the area safer. They met with Chief Tim Oknashek yesterday to discuss their concerns over safety and criminal activity. Police asked business owners to install security alarms and adequate exterior lighting. We spoke with Lauren Martin, the owner of Laurel's on Caldera Avenue.
Yeah, she says that she'd like to see even more solutions come from all of this.
I don't know that we came up with any solutions today. They gave us what we can do as business and property owners to help them. But I do think it has to go beyond what the police officers can do. I think it needs to start with legislation. I need Sydney ordinances and all that kind of stuff.
Chief Oknashek, he says that he understands the concerns of those businesses.
In downtown, there's constant issues or complaints of either homelessness or break-ins.
And the chief offered more patrols as a solution. He also is encouraging businesses to sign up for the Real-Time Crime Center.
Across the nation, today is sentencing day for Brian Kohlberger. He's pled guilty to killing 4 Idaho college students, but one big mystery remains. ABC's Andrew Denbert has the details.
Brian Kohlberger is expected to be sentenced to 4 consecutive life sentences today after admitting to killing 4 University of Idaho students at this off-campus house in 2022. As he awaits his fate, new video shows his family after visiting him in jail. And overnight, a line was already forming outside the Ada County Courthouse. Kohlberger, a former PhD criminology student, pleaded guilty to the murders earlier this month, taking the death penalty off the table.
Are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
Yes. While some families say the deal brought them closure, others opposed it, including the family of Kaylee Gonzalez, who accused prosecutors of making a deal with the devil. Kohlberger's motive remains a mystery. The victims' families will get the chance to address Kohlberger in court today.
We've gone all this time not knowing the details, and we really want those details.
Kohlberger will get the chance to speak today, but it's not required.
The judge can compel Kohlberger to admit his guilt. He also can ask him additional questions if the judge feels as though it's warranted. Now, we know that the family is looking for a lot of answers, such as motive and other things. Those are not typically things that they will find out at this type of hearing.
Once he's sentenced, he'll likely be sent to this Idaho prison, which can hold 535 of the most dangerous and volatile inmates. Some spend 23 hours per day in a cell. Prison officials say inmates serving life sentences are often the easiest to manage because they know the prison is and always will be their home.
Up next, candidates for a mayoral race in Massachusetts get catty. The feisty felines running for Bike Path mayor.
And it's not bad out there this morning. Temperatures in the 70s, but we will heat up into the middle 90s for this afternoon. We'll take a look at your forecast through the next 7 days coming up.
When industry news breaks, we're on the front lines, digging into the issue.
Lamar is working to protect Power City from hackers,
Filtering out rumors and giving you the facts direct from inside sources.
ExxonMobil and lawyers for the United Steelworkers
taking on the story from all sides.
The company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection last year.
Southeast Texas is a power city, and we're bringing the power to you. 12 News, putting Southeast Texas first.
As Texans, we have many reasons to be proud of the Lone Star State. Showing our pride by saying, "Don't mess with Texas," means we gotta step up, walk the walk. Do our part to keep Texas clean. Because after all these years, all these miles, all these traditions, for all us Texans, don't mess with Texas means don't litter.
It's hard to really come to terms with dementia. There are little things that you can't even begin to plan for that happen that you need the early diagnosis for. My mom has done so much for me. There's no way that I wouldn't do the same for her. It's so important to have the conversation with your doctor earlier because you just do not know what the future holds.
We begin with breaking news in Port Neches.
Firefighters continue attacking the flames from the air.
We're working to learn more about a police chase.
We'll give you a live look at the scene tonight. Our crew there.
A chase in Port Neches turned into a standoff.
So we're working to get you more information.
We're going to keep you updated on air and online as we learn more.
Stream extended coverage on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
I'm meteorologist Kerry Cooper here with another hurricane tip, evacuating correctly. If local authorities advise you to evacuate, do so immediately and without delay. Bring your emergency kit and be sure to follow evacuation routes. Do not try to take shortcuts because they may be blocked. Also remember to eat and get enough sleep for you to deal with whatever stress that may come your way. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
We know humidity can be a challenge here in Texas. That extra moisture in the air can worsen symptoms for people with respiratory conditions like asthma. Our sister station in Virginia spoke with a doctor who says for those with asthma, humidity can sometimes trigger their symptoms and make breathing difficult. High humidity levels can also create the perfect environment for allergens like mold and dust mites to thrive. You should try to stay cool, stay hydrated, and keep your home clean and well ventilated.
And today's going to be one of those days where we not only see high humidity, but high temperatures up into the middle 90s, and that's going to equal out to a feels-like temperature or heat index up around 108 to 110. We do have a heat advisory for today, so you need to be careful out there, especially during the hottest part of the afternoon, generally between 2 and 4 or 1 to 5. If you're out for an extended period of time, you can run into heat exhaustion, heat stroke if you're not hydrating and if you're not taking breaks. All right, outside this morning we have plenty of sunshine. Here's the view over towards the Horseman's Western Store over in Orange, Texas. Our Roofing 911 Live Skycam network currently showing 81 degrees already there, humidity at 91%, and a northwesterly wind, northeasterly wind at about say 5 to 10. Official temperatures into the middle to upper 70s, 78 now officially in Orange, 76 in Port Arthur, 75 in Beaumont. Also Jasper's at 75, Woodville, Kirbyville 74, Silsbee currently showing a temperature of about 76. Across the state of Texas, very quiet here in East Texas, not much going on at all. We're kind of in between a couple of different weather systems. One, of course, is out in West Texas, where they're seeing some scattered rain out towards the Big Bend area over towards Del Rio. That stuff's kind of sliding northward. We don't have to worry about that. What we're looking at, though, is out towards our east. We have some moisture coming in off the Gulf, and we have a disturbance coming through northern Florida today. That's eventually going to get into the northern Gulf, and that's going to bring us some rainfall, it looks like, as we head towards especially Friday into Saturday. As we look right now, that disturbance just getting close to the coast. They only give it a 10% chance of maybe some tropical development, and we're really not worried about tropical development as we are as much as just some of that rain coming in. Looks like Friday, Saturday, some places 1, 2, maybe 3 inches of rainfall over that time period. Going into late Saturday, could pick up 1 or 2 inches of rainfall. So we're going to be watching for that today. Nothing to talk about as far as any rain. We'll see temperatures climbing through the 80s this morning. Middle 90s for this afternoon, and then we drop off into the 80s again for this evening. Expecting lows into the 70s as we head towards Thursday morning with just partly cloudy skies by tomorrow morning. So not a bad day. It's just going to be hot. You do have to watch the heat out there. We do have a heat advisory that goes until 7 o'clock for tonight, as the heat indices be around 108 to 110, and that includes all of Southeast Texas for this afternoon. So heat advisory and temperatures in the middle 90s today. A little bit of a southwesterly wind between about, say, 3 and 8 miles an hour. Tonight back down into the middle to lower 70s, partly cloudy skies. No rain in the forecast overnight. And then tomorrow we'll put in a slight chance late in the day, but for the most part it's going to be hot and humid again on Thursday at 96. Here comes that rain we were talking about out in the Gulf. 60% coverage of rain Friday, Saturday, and then as we head towards Sunday, it looks like it's going to start making its way into Texas, that area disturbed weather. So that should start to bring our rain chances down, and by Tuesday of next week, hot and dry again with temperatures there into the middle 90s.
Just be prepared for a wet weekend.
Sunday's not so bad.
At least the first half of it. Sunday doesn't look like it's going to be too bad with just a few showers here and there.
Okay. All right. We're listening to you, Jeff. Thanks a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's dirty politics. It's dirty politics.
A catty mayoral race is brewing in Somerville, Massachusetts. Literally, some feisty felines are campaigning for Bike Path Mayor.
Yeah, it's an imaginary elected office, but the race, it's heating up, and people, they are taking it very seriously. First up, you've got Freya. She is running to be a member of the Communist Party. That's interesting. Then you've got that Orange Cat. That's the name of that next one, is with the Catalyst Party. And then Claudius is representing the Indoor Cat Party. One candidate even seems to have a very real enemy.
So again, the original race, and we have photo evidence all over the Somerville Discord, was Orange Cat versus Barry, who's the incumbent. I see Barry all the time. I see Orange Cat almost as much. And then other candidates started coming in, and then Barry's sign was stolen.
Ooh, man, just like real politics. It gets dirty out there. Now Barry is back with her promise to make cats outside again. A dog duo has even put their paw in the fight, with more candidates could try to claw their way to the top.
I mean, I guess if you have nothing else to do but have a cat race, then that's fun.
That's some politics I might be able to get behind. right?
Yeah, I mean, if it were my pet, I'm protective over Bo, so I would be upset too if someone stole her sign, but I wouldn't even be doing anything like that.
At least this is a race that matters about issues that matters. That's what matters. All right, Snoop Dogg is serving up more than just hits. He is serving chicken.
He's always busy.
He's always doing something.
The rap legend is teaming up with Raising Cane's for National Chicken Finger Day on July 27th. To celebrate, anyone who buys a box combo gets an extra chicken finger absolutely free. No code, no coupon, no catch. The deal's available in store, drive-through, online, or through the app. Snoop even dropped a fun promo telling fans fingers for everybody. And don't forget the cane sauce. Sounds like a tasty way to celebrate with the dog father himself.
Snoop there talking to Todd Graves, the CEO of Raising Cane's Chicken, Baton Rouge native right
He
there.
stays paid.
Yes, he
Snoop
does.
Dogg. All right, grocery prices got you sweating more than a Texas summer. You're not alone, but here's where to save.
Yeah, a new study ranked over 2,000 stores nationwide, and Target, it came out on top overall as the most affordable across 15 states. In Texas, it's all about regional wins. Food City is the cheapest in Dallas and Fort Worth. H-E-B leads in San Antonio, and Fiesta is stretching budgets in Houston. They focused on big cities, but what about right here at home? What store do you trust to keep your grocery bill low? I'm a Market Basket fan. I'll just put that out there.
Market Basket is high.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I also shop at Walmart and
I'm a H-E-B.
Yeah.
All right, when 12 News Daybreak returns on 12 News Plus, we'll have more news and weather in your morning rush out. It's 7:52.
As tropical activity picks up in the Gulf, 12 News is your hurricane headquarters. Get prepared before a storm hits. Watch the 12 News Hurricane Special, streaming on 12 News Plus. From the must-haves in your supply kit to the evacuation routes you'll need to take, plus safety tips and how you can protect yourself from storm scammers. The 12 News Hurricane Special, keeping you prepared. Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
No matter where we start, every mile brings us closer. And as Texans, we take care of each other along the way. We lend a hand, slow down, and take our time. At the end of the day, we all want to get home safe. Drive like a Texan. Kind, courteous, and safe.
The impact killed my dad and brother instantly. A man, after drinking excessively with his coworkers, ran a stop sign, T-boned my parents' Honda, and destroyed our family. He could have just said, hey, I'm not okay. There's Lyft, there's Uber, there's taxis. There's so many other options. Every day, someone else can be taken away.
The STEM fields are providing opportunity to be part of the developments that will shape the future, and the Army National Guard is at the forefront of the movement. Soldiers can serve part-time and choose from dozens of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics jobs, working with cutting-edge technology and innovations. And the skills and experience they receive can open doors for them to civilian careers in the STEM world. Join a team that is taking the lead in STEM by talking to a local recruiter or by going to nationalguard.com/careers.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Patrick Vaughn, here with some hurricane tips for protecting yourself against flooding. Take shelter in a designated storm shelter or an interior room and stay away from glass windows of doors. And if flooding begins, move to higher ground immediately. Never walk, swim, or drive through floodwaters. Remember, turn around, don't drown. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy.
Welcome back to Daybreak. It's 7:54 right now, and it is time for your Wednesday morning rush out.
There's everything you need to know as you start your day. For the first time, ExxonMobil is teaming up with the Conference of National Black Churches to host a hands-on STEM camp in Beaumont. The three-day event kicks off today from 10:30 to 11:30 a.m. at the Family Life Center, Cathedral of Faith Baptist Church on Finette Road. It's aimed at sparking interest in science and tech for local 4th to 7th graders with a field trip to Space Center, Houston.
And a new grave marker honoring legendary musician Clarence Gatemouth Brown is going to be unveiled today at 10 a.m. in Hollywood Cemetery on Simmons Drive in Orange. Thanks to public donations, Gatemouth will be permanently recognized. Family and fans are invited to the celebration honoring his legacy.
Christus St. Elizabeth is hosting a back-to-school event for parents today to help prepare families with healthy habits and other tips as they gear up for the new year. There will be information on physicals, immunization, sports safety, scoliosis screening, signs and symptoms, and more. For experts' guidance, just go to the main entrance of the hospital on Calder. It starts at 11 a.m.
Hot and humid today, temperatures in the middle 90s. The heat index around 110, so we do have a heat advisory for this afternoon. A few showers come into play tomorrow late in the day, and then wet weather moves into southeast Texas Friday and Saturday. About a 60% coverage there. Sunday, rain chances drop some, and then by Monday and Tuesday looks pretty dry as temperatures climb back again into the middle 90s.
All right, here's a good reason to smile as we close out our show. A Southeast Texas teen was recognized for his bravery yesterday. Gideon Robinson, he was given the Newton County Sheriff's Citizen Life-Saving Award on July 7th. A vehicle crashed in his yard and he ran out to help. He saw the driver was unconscious and that there were 2 kids in the back seat, and that back seat was quickly filling with smoke. What did Gideon do? Well, he had his grandma call 911 while he was breaking out the back window with a shovel to rescue the 2 children. He's quite a hero there.
Quick thinking.
Right there. That's how you do it. That's how you take care of it. Good job there, young man. And thanks so much for watching Daybreak here on 12 News Plus.
I'll be back here at midday with meteorologist Carrie Cooper. Make sure you tune in at 11 a.m.
And actually, I'll be with you at 11
Oh,
o'clock.
I forgot.
That's all right. That's fine. Anyway.
Just a little extra razzle dazzle.
Everybody have a great day today.
It's going to be a great show at 11.